What's going on, everyone? We are here in Pompano, Florida. VIS, my coach, is currently taking me through a leg workout. We just did a circuit of leg extensions, seated leg curls, adduction, abduction, and then also walking lunges. And that's just to get the workout started. Now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of it. So follow along if you wanna see what a leg workout from a top tier elite coach looks like. Let's get after it. Question for you too.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about for a pre-workout meal? Obviously we're doing rice and ground turkey. How do you feel about substituting the rice for cereal?
I don't like what the sugar does to the GI tract and prep.
Okay.
Yeah, even if somebody doesn't have issues with it, I prefer to do without it. You know, some people I'll leave cereal in post-workout, you know, pending the situation, their digestion, the person's mental state, things like that. But if I have somebody who's a tough ass, I'll just get rid of all of the sugar.
Kind of goes back to Dave Postenella's thing, the 6 foods at work.
That was just a marketing thing, but
Hey, that shit works though.
yeah, there's more than 6.
Yeah, I think
I'm saying there
for
is
sure
more
there's
than
more.
6.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, if I'm gonna optimize a prep, I'm not gonna put cereal in it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel a bit heavy.
Get your head right.
Oh, this is the one that I can't reach, I don't think.
Well, I actually put that up too high, sorry.
Oh, you just did that?
Yeah,
That's okay.
I wanted to make sure it was smooth.
Oh, that's good. All right, where do I want to keep my feet? Just how I normally do?
Just normal. So you don't have a quad imbalance, so I'm not worried about you being able to target them.
Okay.
This is a if it's not broke, don't fix it situation.
Whoa, that goes deep. That's good.
I'd never heard of this line until I came here. It's surprisingly decent.
What is it?
Foreman.
Never heard of him.
Me neither.
I like the hamstring because you can put your head back. This one you can't really.
They have some pretty good presses over there too, with adjustable depth and everything. Control. This is something we want to start getting used to, is control. If you practice it one way, you're going to execute that way.
Sure.
So one thing I want to show you is, again, right now the situation with you, we're doing education and everything, you're a very smart person and whatnot, but for most people, I would do this lesson simply because it matters. You don't have trouble targeting your quads. But what do we see a lot of people do on a hack squat, right? We saw people started to use that
Yep.
pad, right? So they can, instead of being back here, they're
Yep,
here.
yep.
Why are they doing that? They're doing it because now they have a little bit of a hip hinge and they can use their glutes more. So they're cheating with elasticity from their hamstrings and their glutes.
Okay.
So you're reducing your quad involvement and they think
Sure.
that they're doing something positive. Maybe they are, maybe it helps protect their knees, but for the most part, it's not gonna be more quad. So if we wanna really target quads on this, especially for somebody whose quads won't grow, because you know historically, like I've been able to pile muscle on legs for people historically wouldn't grow. You got to figure out why they're not growing. You know, what's the problem? And a lot of times it's because their body has programmed ways of getting away from the quads because either their knees hurt or just wouldn't grow, or the hamstrings and adductors and glutes were stronger. Your body's always going to try to shift the direction where it's best, right? So they really drive their ass into this pad because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get a hip hinge. They're trying to counterbalance. And that cue is going to use more posterior chain. So what they really need to do is the complete opposite. So we come down. I want to think hips in and up under the weight. So I'm going to exaggerate this so you get the idea, but you want to be here.
Off the pad.
So if you ever saw me do a hack squat set, you could have walked up to me at any time and slid your hand right under my butt or under my lower back because I'm not jammed into this back pad. The only place there's pressure is shoulders and feet.
Interesting.
There's no driving into this back pad at all. You can see, like, you could always put your hands under my ass.
Okay. Now, could you make an argument that by doing that, it's less stable?
What?
The movement itself, because you're not planted, so it's less stable. So therefore,
What do you mean not planted?
Because like if your lower back / glutes is off the pad.
Well, you don't want it to be. You don't want to be pulling it off the pad, but I'm not jamming it into.
Okay, so you're
like it's very lightly touching.
I see. Okay.
So you could always I'll be touching it, but you could always slide something
You're basically
under.
just not trying to keep that pressure pushed.
If you ever see somebody really struggling with this, especially somebody who struggles with quads,
yeah,
they're gonna jam their ass into this with everything they've got, and that's why everybody puts their feet so high.
Yeah.
Because this becomes more posterior chain.
Okay.
You want your feet as low as you can keep your heels down.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so we'll start at 2 then?
Well, we're going to do a few potentiation sets.
Okay.
It's funny. People have always looked at me. They always historically say the same thing. Oh, well, I'm stronger with you. I must have been nervous, felt the pressure. No, we warmed up properly.
I have a feeling I'm about to be weaker with you.
If we activate and pyramid properly, then you're always going to end up being stronger.
Let's see what we got.
Except when the diet really takes hold. But
Yeah. This one. Here we go.
that is so funny. You just did what I was going to tell you to do next. And you did it without me even saying it.
Butt off the pad.
Not really. You did something else.
Head down,
I'll
shoulders
explain
up.
after you put the weight down.
I definitely know what you mean by keeping your the pressure less on your lower back like that. Like for sure, you can slide your hand up underneath my lower
Yep.
back and not.
Exactly.
Yep.
But you're quad dominant, so it probably works better for you,
Yeah,
not
that works.
worse.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is, a lot of times people don't have their hips in the proper position and they're not active, right? You'd be very, very surprised how much stronger you'll be on this by doing two little tricks. One, shrug your shoulders. You're giving yourself a more stable pad up top. You shrug your shoulders up, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm stronger right away.
Okay.
Two, when you pick it up, squeeze your glutes on the first rep before coming in. That's what you did.
Yep.
You must do that naturally.
I do.
As because you
know
for
what?
some reason realized it worked, right?
I think it's a protective mechanism from after I broke my back.
But you haven't
So-
noticed that it helps.
No, well, so yeah,
Like strength-wise.
that's why I do it. Yes, because I feel like it puts more of an emphasis on all the right areas versus just the pressure on your lower back.
And this is why I get frustrated with the science-based community, right? When they'll say oh, he's not science-based. Listen, people get things right. They might not know the exact mechanisms or the exact reason, but a lot of people are instinctual.
Yeah.
I remember I was coaching John De La Rosa's good friend at one point, and we're in the gym. And now John doesn't know biomechanics to a super high level, but every single cue he was given, keep your shoulder down, it just made sense to him. He just understood training. He understood that if I do this, I feel it this way. If I do this, I feel it that way. So a lot of times, instinctual training for a good somebody who's really purposely noticing things that are distinct, it's
Sure.
good.
I agree.
Just because you can't explain something doesn't mean it doesn't work.
I agree with that. Yep.
No,
I think that's a huge point. And that's probably where a lot of the science-based community and
they
the
think if
bro
you can't
science-
explain it,
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm like, so wait a minute. So this never worked for me until the research came out.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it works? Just because somebody can't explain something doesn't mean it
100%.
doesn't work. 10, next set 8, next set 6, next set 4.
Okay.
The heavier it gets, the less reps we do. But you've got to make sure every rep counts.
Cool. Perfect.
So control and then drive. We're still trying to accelerate this as if it's 5 plates.
Yep.
The only thing we care about is level of activation. There we go, yes.
It's crazy the difference at the top. Mm-hmm. Man.
I'm telling you, we're gonna warm up properly here. And this can work, since we're videoing it, as a good benchmark for what people need to do and follow.
Yeah.
Getting ready for a leg day. If you get an extra 10% out of yourself every workout just because you warmed up properly, that leads to growth.
Yep.
Now, try to look up, not down. Looking down is what actually, contributes to that hip hinge. Good, one more. So you did the shoulder shrug?
Yep.
Tell me the difference.
So, well, I could be a little biased because this is the first set with the band, but it did feel much easier.
Yeah, but,
So
but the band didn't compensate for doubling the weight.
No, yeah, true. Yeah, I felt like it was the same weight.
So just shrugging your shoulders up increases that stability so much.
I like to, I'm assuming it's okay, being more planted here versus here.
That's fine.
And to me, it makes a big difference.
It's fine. Don't ever want to get anywhere
Sauce, yeah,
close
it
to a struggling rep.
Okay.
We just need to feel the weight, but not let the weight fatigue you. We do a lot of warm-up sets before the first working set.
Wait, baby.
There we go. 2 more. Remember, this is 7 plates you're doing right now. Good.
My legs are gonna die today. Don't tell him that.
I'm
sweaty, but
I'm trying to remind myself to not get loud. I'm very intense, but I feel other people's intensity because I really enjoy this, you know? So like, when they're doing a rep, I feel like I'm fighting for the rep, and my aggression from my past workouts will come out. You know, so like you'll see my face change, you'll see my demeanor change. You know, even somebody in here last week came up to me, called me like angry man or something because my face, like during the workout, I'm like, this is just how I stay zoned. You know, there's research behind game face, you know? Control, this is not a working set yet. Come on, 4 reps. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, rack it. Okay, we're gonna do one more potentiation set because I noticed something. We're gonna do one thing. So we're only gonna do 2 reps. So what happens is a lot of times what costs people growth, we talked about this for triceps. When people go really deep and you feel that tension on the tricep, you're misinterpreting stretch tension for the muscle actually being engaged. Okay. So what they're doing is they're actually stretching, but they're relaxing the muscle. So the muscle is not engaged under load.
You think I'm relaxing at the bottom?
You're like, well, I was watching the quad sweep, so I saw it disengage at the bottom. But what you'll notice is you'll be stronger if you stay engaged at the bottom.
I think I like this ascend.
It's good, right?
Swear to caveat. He
it's
gave
like
me from
smooth, right?
From Uprising, VIS, right? It's called Ascend.
Ascend.
Little pill, kratom.
Kratom.
But without the addictive trait, right?
Yeah, we have the 7-oxo removed.
Yeah, without the addictive trait to it. Second time only taking it. Amazing. Very good stuff for pre-workout. Exactly like you said, the mental focus without the jitteries associated with the pre-workout. So it's pretty good. Go check it out. We'll, Kyle, make sure you put a link in the YouTube. And go check it out. Code VIS.
Okay, so what we're gonna do at the bottom is, anytime we're trying to do a quad-based movement, I want you to picture like when you were a kid doing a cannonball into the pool. You wanna tuck your knees into a ball into your chest, like you're trying to tuck into a spring, okay, and then drive out of that spring. Okay. So a lot of people want the hip hinge and they want that separation. I want to compress into a ball and then drive out of it. Okay. So as we're coming down, think of like tucking your quads into your ribs, okay, and then drive out of it.
Now, here's a question for you. Since we are targeting more quads here, do you have a preference on where the pressure in the feet are placed?
Well,
or do you like it
for somebody normal, yes. But in your scenario, you're quad sweep dominant. So it's a don't fix what's not broken.
Okay. I like even distribution in between my heel.
Well,
my
because
ball.
You're capable of doing that, okay, and clearly based on your development, you've been doing that. So that's a good thing. Okay. I won't give people advice or something to think about when they've already got it right, because then it might make it become wrong because, okay, they're thinking too much. Okay. Cool. So I don't want to give you any displacement advice because you're already doing it right.
Cool. Okay.
You know?
All right. You want to go heavier or stay here?
We're going to do 2 reps with this, focusing on staying engaged before we go to our top set.
All right. How many top sets are we doing?
Depends on your performance.
Okay.
Could be 1, could be 3.
All right.
Even the structure is going to depend on your performance.
Not all the way in the hole, cannonball, knees.
Well, we want to get all the way down, but think of it like getting those knees into your ribs.
Okay.
Staying tight, keeping those quads engaged, and then driving off that very tight, stable, springy base.
All right, let's see if I'm doing it right.
See? And this stayed engaged right here. Watching right here. See? Never released. All right, rack it.
So a big difference in the depth. I feel like I stopped like...
You're not going to be able to get as deep when the muscle's still engaged.
Should I try to go deeper and still engage it?
That is as deep as your muscle goes engaged.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. If you go deeper than where you can control and move mobility-wise, that means you're moving into a passive range. You're moving into a range where your muscles don't support that range. So you're using a lot of elasticity and it's dangerous. For example, when people are chest pressing, right? You should only lower your hands as low as you can go like this. So you've heard this one all the time when I'm squatting. Oh, I can squat deeper, but I need weight on my back.
Yeah.
No, you can't. That means that weight is pushing you to a passive range.
That's a good point.
You need to stay in your active range. Now, your active range can be trained, but right now your active range is as low as you go while still engaged. So like for the tricep thing, like I said, everybody's feeling that stretch tension, right? But it's not tension, you know, under contraction, right? Loaded. So they can get deeper. You'll notice if you keep your tricep engaged, you're not gonna be able to get as deep. But that's not the point about how deep can I go. It's how deep can I go while the muscle's still engaged and loaded. Because loading the stretch is what's gonna help us grow. If it's not loaded on the stretch doesn't help us.
Sure. Okay.
Now, how many reps do you think you could have got with that?
20.
Realistic.
Pretty high. Under that form, 10, 12.
Okay, put a plate on.
Probably just bit off more than I could chew. I should have said 6. I know. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew.
So you've got to put yourself in the right mental state for this. The first thing is wipe that smile off your face. Game face matters. If you've ever seen like any video where I'm getting ready for a set, like everybody has their own way. You ever seen Lane Norton get ready for a powerlifting set? Like people have made jokes about how he stomp around the gym, but that's what got him into his zone, and he got more strength out of that. 100% he did.
Yeah, he did.
You know, because the thing is, he practiced that ritual every time. And this is where powerlifters get a lot right, but bodybuilders get wrong. You know, they're just smarter at some aspects. Yeah. So there's actual research on game face. So like when I'm getting ready for a set, I rock back and forth and I grit my teeth and I'll like grunt to myself because that gets me going. If you don't get a little bit of anger going, you're not going to be strong. Like Kai, I don't like to quote Kai Grain. I don't think he's smart, but he was right about one thing. When he said Ronnie Coleman didn't squat 800 pounds from a place of happiness. He said that came from a place of pain.
Yep. I agree.
So find that place and make this count.
That part of that documentary that he talked about, I think that was in Redemption. It was good. Really, really good.
Find that place that makes you feel like you're at a disadvantage, like you've got to get better to beat people, you know, like you're an underdog. The biggest jump I ever made in my life, in my career, was, even though I lost, was chasing Nick Fragile. Because we were childhood friends, I wanted to beat him, he was the front runner. I was coming off 10th at Nationals. I had guys in my weight class who were, one of them was second place the year before at USA that I'm coming into. Another one's a perennial top 5 guy. Another one's a super heavyweight top 5 guy. I'm coming into this crazy class, but I was so focused on Nick that I jumped such a level, I ended up 3rd. And I beat the guy who came back in 2nd, and I beat the guy who was perennial 5th, who actually became an Olympian.
Damn.
So because I was aiming so high, and it was so driven to beat somebody that I had to make jumps to even get near, it made me better.
It drove you.
So you got to find that place. You're an underdog. First time on the national level.
How many are we shooting for?
We're shooting for what you can get.
About Cam.
Every rep is 1. That dog is so cute.
Trying to think of some dark shit in my head right now.
I'm sorry. I just noticed the dog.
I'm just kidding.
Put yourself into an angry place.
No, I'm good.
Find your ritual. Grit your teeth. Think about something that pisses you off. Whatever it may be. And I'm with you the whole way. When it gets harder, you exert more control, not less. Don't let the weight pick up momentum. And drive. Come on. Right back into it. Good, 2. Right back into it. 3. Go. 4. Let's go. 5. Come on. Keep those heels down. 6. Come on. Keep those heels down. 7. Again. No help. 8. No help. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. No pause. You don't need to pause yet. 9. Again. No pause. 10. 2. Come on. One more. Come on. Let's go. Right into it. Good. Take a deep breath at the top. Stand up. Don't rack it. Take a couple breaths. And one more. Total control. Everything you've got out of the bottom. Let's go. Come on. Barely any help. Beautiful set. That sucked, didn't it?
That was hard.
Got 12 reps though.
That was a good set.
So you added 100 pounds on what you thought you had for 12.
Was that 12?
No, you said you thought you had 12 with 4 plates.
No, yeah, no.
We just did 12 with 5.
That was good.
So here's the thing. A lot of people like to reset after every weight. Now, we don't just grow from time under tension, we grow from time under significant tension, right? But we want to make sure we keep going because we're trying to fatigue the muscle.
Such a strong word, significant.
But what we're trying to do is we're trying to fatigue the muscle, right? We want to use less weight, not more weight. It's not a powerlifting competition. So what we want to do is we want to do as many continual as we can, and then as soon as you need help, then you can pause. But do not pause until you need help with a rep.
Okay.
And don't get it in your head that you need help with a rep. Because I promise you, if you thought you didn't have a rep, I put a gun to your wife's head, you'd get 5. So it's there. It's just a matter of how much do I care? How much am I willing to put into this? Because it's there.
That was a good set.
You've got to find ways, though, to mentally always know that it's there. It's funny because people used to always say to me, like, you're so hard to spot because I can't tell when you're going to fail.
So let me ask you this then. Going into age-wise, you still think it's wise that the older we get,
in a higher rep
at least
range, yes.
where we are at for this?
In a higher rep range,
and
yes.
you consider this higher rep range?
Yes. 12, 15 is a higher rep range.
Okay.
I don't program 8s for anybody that's over 33, 34. I don't typically like 8s for muscle growth in the first place. The reason I like 6 and 8s is so I can push the weight up that they can use for higher reps. When you use heavy weight for volume, that's when you grow. Yeah. And you're not going to make as much progress unless you do some low reps and really boost the strength.
Who was it said that? A lot of reps and a lot of weight? Who was it that said that?
I don't know.
Heavy weight, heavy reps?
I never heard it.
Yeah, so like Lee Priest or somebody like that. He said,
you're always going to grow better in a rep range. Because think about it. When you're in a 6 to 8 rep range, you're kind of fighting with breaking form too.
Yeah.
When you get into a 12 rep range, you've got much more control over form. Now it's just, do you mentally break?
Yeah. Mentally is the fucking kick on those amount of reps with the heavy weight. Anyone can do the lightweight, but doing the heavyweight for a lot of reps.
And this just goes into another principle that I like, where I'm constantly talking about force equals mass times acceleration. A lot of times, people just don't have control over the weight, and they're not executing it properly because the weight's too heavy. So when they get to heavy weights, their form starts breaking. So what you can do to change that entire equation is keep M down, keep the mass down, and increase the acceleration. Okay. And you're still generating force.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Obviously, I went to the max on that. Couldn't do any more. Maybe one more if I was left on it. But I was going to say 0. Are you cool with the 5-6 minute rest? 4, 5, 6 minute rest?
Always. Okay. See, what happens is, and this is one of the...
Just make sure that we're on the same page.
Well,
I was under the
This is one of the things that I got, again, destroyed. Remember I said I was always like ahead of the field a little bit? I got destroyed by the bodybuilding community back in 2014 when I said we should have long rest periods between sets. And they're all like, oh, bodybuilders don't train that way, you're a pussy, all this stuff. And then years later, now today it's commonplace to rest long. And the reason I thought that is because I'm like, well, we're trying to beat our previous performance. Why would I start oxygen depleted?
Nope. Another study just came out, another one, ironically enough, 2 weeks ago, circulating the internet. Study shows if you rest 3 minutes plus, you can build more muscle.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy over. I'm like, no fucking shit, Sherlock.
Well, I looked at what the powerlifters were doing, continually pushing their progression. They rest long. Yep. So it made sense to me. Why am I going to start a set oxygen depleted and think I'm going to do my best?
There's no chance.
Dude, I should find the Geared Up thread. There was like hundreds of people just tearing me up. Still haven't got my apology.
You won't ever.
Never. They don't even remember I was the first one to say it. But no. As we start potentiating and pyramiding up, even in our warm-ups, if you notice, we rested longer. Yeah. 1 plate, we probably went in 30 seconds. 2 plates, we went in about 45 seconds to a minute. 3 plates, we rested a minute and a half. Then 2 minutes, then 3 minutes. But between your top sets, you go when you're ready. Now don't rest too long to where your nervous system starts to, calm, but you go when your breathing has returned and you feel like you can do it. because it's going to require, you know, still top effort. You got 12 on the last one. I want to see 9 or 10 on this. And you've got it.
My quads, I love the pump in my quads.
Let's go. Let's go. Start practicing that ritual in your head. The same one. The one that gets you in that place that makes you angry. That makes you feel like an underdog. That makes you feel like people are going to talk shit if you don't look good. All the people that told you you couldn't. Anybody who ever talked shit. Anybody who ever beat you on stage that you want to beat. Put that in your head. Put whatever it is in your head that makes you angry enough to attack this.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Shrug up. Get nice and tight. Come on.
1,
Get mad. Stay in control.
2, sit. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Sit.
Nice. 2. Drive those heels down. 3. 4. Come on, push it. 5. 6. Good. Under control. Come on, come on. 7. Come on, I'm right here. Come on, I can make up the difference. Come on, again, again. Oh! Pause now, up the top. Couple deep breaths. Got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Now, more control and more drive. Let's go. Find that gear. Oh! One more, one more. You got another one. Take a couple deep breaths. You got another one. Oh!
Fuck me. Fuck.
Nice job. There we go.
That was tough.
How many sets you got left?
We're done.
1.
My quads don't grow off that. I don't know what will.
Thought you said you were weaker today.
Trying to get into your head, Phil.
Trying to get into my head. You
Yeah.
think I was going to accept that?
Trying to get into your head.
I don't feel sympathy. I just want to win. Clients tell me I'm hungry, I'll just call you a pussy. I don't give a fuck. I love it if I give somebody like a cheat meal or a refeed, they say thank you. I'm like, I'm not doing this because I give a shit about how you feel.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to win, and this is what's going to help us win. Like, your emotions have nothing to do with this cheat meal.
The coaching style definitely differs with obviously who you're coaching. Big difference.
Because you know what? I always try to maintain that position of authority, right? If you think back to high school, college, whatever, the coach that you hated the most is probably the one that made you your best.
Yeah.
Because they pushed you and you were scared to disappoint them. I've had a lot of clients tell me, like, when I do a set, I picture you standing over me. Like, good, do that. I'm like, because you know what? Somebody in the gym is probably watching you, and if you bitch out, they're probably going to DM me and tell me. And it does happen. But you know, most of all, you'll know you bitched out. And that weakens you.
The rep where you help me, and then resting for that 5 seconds, this is crucial.
It is.
That next level rep.
But you've got to, this is some things that, like these young kids, they don't learn to dig for that rep. They think they can out-angle and science it.
Yeah, that's, dude.
And the thing is,
the science community has made people weaker.
Digging for a rep is not something that you just decide you're going to do. It's something you have to learn, something you have to teach yourself. You've got to teach yourself, because you can still go for the rep, but put very weak effort into it and not get it. Oh, somebody will spot me. Oh, I failed.
Or the perceived effort.
Or you can flex your fucking toes, your neck, your ears, and every other muscle in your entire body to get that rep.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many reps I did where I felt like my eyes were going to pop.
That shit builds character, it builds grit, it builds.
But
So
you know
do
what?
you think that level of push and that drive, do you think that also goes into play with building overall density too?
It does, but it also translates to your whole life. It translates how you do everything. When you know that when you've shown yourself that you could face adversity and not show fear or feel fear and fight through it. it makes you stronger. It makes you more resilient. And then that goes into everything. The people that can dig for the reps are also the people that can diet. And they're hungry and they don't care. And they can still do the cardio. Toughness translates to everything. When you don't want to work, but you have to work. When you don't want to do something, but you got to go do it. Let's go. So we're going to do a squeeze set on this one.
Been squeezing this whole time, Phil.
No. What I mean is, this rate, you can probably get 12 reps with. I want you to not get past 10.
Okay.
Meaning, make it hard enough to where you're going to get less reps.
I thought the hard set was done.
Dude, even if you get 8, even if you get 9, I'm okay, as long as you don't get past 10.
Okay.
And I'll know if you fake. I don't think you would fake, but I've seen other people fake.
Yeah. No, you can't fake. Your leg's shaking.
Yeah, you can. I've seen it. Let's go. Do not get past 10. If you were to rep this, you'd probably get 12 to 15. Don't get past 10.
Just FYI, this goes back to my last reel that I made about the weight, how you progressively overload with it. Make the weight harder. Make more tension. That's what we're doing. Oh, buddy.
There we go. Come on. Under control.
Let's go.
More control. But we still want to accelerate hard, right? Because we want the intensity of that contraction. There we go. And don't release at the top. You're doing a good job. I'm just making the point to mention that. Come on.
5.
Come on. There we go. Yes. Let's go. Control it more. There we go. Come on. Couple breaths, couple breaths, couple breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dig for another.
One more.
Oh, that was an easy rep. Took the weight out of my hand. Again. And rack it. Good job. If we left the gym right now, your legs would grow.
I believe it.
Huh?
I believe it.
Yeah, my ass.
Fuck, dude.
Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah. I'm sipping.
You're a sweater. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Toes out. You care? Toes out.
Straight.
Doesn't matter. Straight.
And wide is fine. So drive it up. Right there, too deep. Right there. Feet higher. We want to think of this as almost like a stiff leg press type thing.
Is that good?
You want more hip hinge than knee bend. There you go. And as you're pushing, think about pushing your feet up towards the ceiling. Slow. Create the tension in the hands. Now, don't let the knees come out. Push the knees in.
Dude.
I know.
Dude.
All right, rack it.
I need a second. That felt like...
You kind of expected this, didn't you?
Yeah. No, for sure. Though that felt really...
Different.
The movement felt super comfortable. Like, it just felt good. I just hit in all the right places.
That's what she said.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see.
Feel it stretch your hams and adductors on the way down. Got to keep those knees in. There we go. And displace the weight on the inside of your heel.
Got it.
Even if you got to lift your toes up a little bit, drive those heels on the inside. There we go. One more. And rack it.
So let me ask you, because this could be a thing for people. If I bring my legs closer and bring it in, I hit my stomach more and it puts
That's fine.
more
We're not trying to go
pressure.
deep.
Okay. Okay.
If it was deep, it would be a different story.
All right.
And there's a reason why we're not going deep.
Okay.
Okay, so one more set here. Okay. We're just programming the movement in right now.
Okay.
And I'm getting a feel for how heavy it is for you. Still ridiculously light, right? I know you're fatigued. I'm talking about how light it is.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, demeanor matters. Don't joke about being tired.
Okay, yeah. I know.
I used to always say,
okay.
like, even if you're tired or exhausted in prep, if you walk with your head down like you're gonna feel tired. No matter, even if you feel like shit, I'm good. Head up, chest up, walk proud, and you'll notice your body will comply.
Okay. All right, let's go.
There we go. Good. One more. All right, rack it. Okay, so that weight you can feel it, right?
Yeah.
But not too difficult.
No.
Okay, cool. Over here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take about a minute. You're gonna lie on your stomach. I'm gonna hand you the dumbbell. We're gonna do curls. So you know how to do a hamstring curl with the dumbbell? Like you're familiar with it? Okay, so I don't have to.
As just for me, just manipulate my toes accordingly to hold the weight as I'm going down versus up.
What you want to do is you want to try to dorsiflex and keep it on your heel.
Okay.
And then, but obviously, you have to point your toe or plantar flex, whatever you want to call it, as you come down so it doesn't slip. But at the top, you want to dorsiflex.
Okay.
Right? Now, don't worry about range of motion. We don't care about a stretch.
Okay.
All I want is that mid-range cramping contraction, which you're gonna feel.
Okay.
And we're using that to activate the area. This is not gonna, this right here, this wouldn't grow any muscle. We're using it to activate it so you feel the shit out of it on there.
Okay. All right.
There we go. There we go, just like that. We want to get it real short. There we go. Two more. Right to the leg press. Now this is going to be mid-range continual reps. One speed. No lockout, no pause. One speed up and down. 15. And don't lock out right there. Under control, slow it down. 2, 3, 4, up towards the ceiling. 5, 6, 7, breathe. 8, let's go. 9, again. 10, 5 more. 1, drive it up. 2, 3, 2 more. 1, and 1 more. And lock it. Feel different?
Yeah.
It's going to continually increase in intensity as we up the weight. But you could already feel it's a little different than what you typically used to feel.
Yeah, for sure.
It did slide though, so here, reset. Good. Don't go all the way down. Right there's fine. And don't come all the way back to where the tension releases. Stay where the tension is. Up to here. Heels towards the ceiling at the top, as if we're pressing. Nice and slow. We're trying to activate. They're not going to get muscle growth out of this. 2 more. 1, 2.
That was pretty hard.
I added a plate to this. 20 reps, mid-range, shorter than last set.
Okay.
Find where that stretches on the ham and keep it there. I should say adductor, but everybody says ham. Keep it where that stretches. Just like that, yep. Right there, right there. Driving from the heels. Now, as needed, you can put your hands on your knees. I don't play the whole ego, I did it on my own, tough guy bullshit. The set is what matters. Come on. Let's go. 18, 2 more. 1 and 2, racket.
How the fuck that happened?
I guess it wasn't all the way down.
And on the last set, or last
All
rep.
right, at least it was the last rep, right?
Right, goddamn.
Get a drink?
Dude, that's always like one of my biggest fears is having that happen too. And
Mine's the seated row, cable snapping.
oh yeah, yeah. That's I've seen that happen in person actually.
That's my fear.
So let me ask you this: sometimes, especially on squats, Smith and barbell, the slower I go on the descent versus like a normal going down, not just falling down, I feel more likely to get injured.
Because you're keeping
On the
more
heavy load.
because you're keeping more tension.
Yeah.
You weren't keeping tension
So-
when you were dropping.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
one reason why a lot of people don't grow. They lower the weight, but they don't keep tension. Like you need to be pushing back against the weight as you lower it. And people don't do that.
It's a hard balance between finding that line of like the heavy weight and also the slow tension.
See, what happens a lot is when people are trying to like lower the weight for like say a squat or a hack squat or a leg press, they're shifting their weight to the posterior chain and they're using elasticity to lower the weight rather than keeping the weight loaded on the quads. So they're using a mechanical advantage to lower that weight.
Okay.
Not only that, you're stronger on the eccentric than you're going to be on the concentric, right?
Yeah.
So you're really, really diminishing the results you can get by doing that. So like I said, one of the big ones is overhead tricep movements. Like, oh, but I feel the tension. No, you feel a stretch.
That's right. Big difference.
The muscle's not contracted, because one, you won't get as deep. Or people when they're doing curls, they relax at the bottom. So one of the ways that I've always found works better is just keep your elbows forward. Can't relax here.
Yeah, and especially on a dumbbell curl, keep it forward for me too. What do you think about a dry curl versus a regular curl?
I love dry curls.
Yeah,
I think they're phenomenal.
I think it takes my shoulder out of it more than a regular curl.
But you can't fully extend on a dry curl.
I know.
Over here. So now we're going. Now because we got heavier over there, we're going to get lighter on this because we're only using this to activate. Okay. So I want you to squeeze hard with this, and I want you to get that, chase that like cramping contraction, and then that's what's going to do the work. Okay. Further up. Nope, other way. There we go. Don't go to where you lose the contraction. Past 90 degrees, there's no tension. There we go. Now chest up, head up. Squeeze those glutes down as you do it. You'll notice an enhanced contraction. Come on, squeeze those glutes in. There we go. You notice that contraction got a lot stronger when you did that?
So much harder. I got to drop the weight.
I know. Come on. Again. And down. Good. Go.
Bruh.
That's a huge difference.
I know.
Trying to really flex your glutes.
Oh, I know. All right, let's go. Come on. While that sensation's still there. Now this one we're going to go nice and slow and keep that tension completely on the hams. Slow. Right there. Don't lock it out. 3/4 of the way up only. Let those heels, let those hams take the whole load. Knees in, not out. Driving from the medial side of your heel. You can do this. Come on. Embrace that pain. Chase it. The more pain you can endure, the better you're going to look. Come on. Use your hands. Use your hands on your knees. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Don't pause. Constant tension is what makes this work. Again. Again. And lock it. Beautiful. You're going to hate me tomorrow. Two more. Squeeze those glutes. One more.
Fuck.
Let's go.
Bruh.
That shit just cooked my hands.
Let's go. Oh, we're gonna do more for hams.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We hitting a target or just going?
Let's go. 20. Under tension. Slow and not so deep. Right there. Remember, you're trying to go up with the knees, not towards your head. Yes, there we go. Come on. We don't want hamstrings, we want ham ropes. Let's go. It's not heavy, it just hurts, that's all. If you can block the pain, you can keep going.
16. 17.
One more, and rack it. Oh, good job. Nice. How's it feel?
Heavy as fuck.
Your knee has to be in line or slightly beyond the pivot.
Felt good. Oh, dude, this tension's weird.
Take your hands on this and push yourself into the back pad. Stability matters.
This is working weight already.
Now don't fully lengthen, right there. Good, and set it down, good, good.
That's working weight.
Do you remember the makeshift mock-up thing that I made with the wire and the pill case?
The wire and the what?
The wire and the pill case, showing line of pull and mechanics? About why you don't want to completely lock the joint out.
I don't think I ever saw
because
that.
it's going to be compressing the joint. We want to extend to where the joint is almost locked out, not completely locked out.
Okay.
Feet down.
Leg day with
feet
Phil.
down, feet down, feet down, feet down.
Makes me look like a caveman.
Wait till we do an off-season one.
Bruh.
All right, so here's the thing. We're going to do 2 alterations with this. Probably going to do 2 working sets. This is a working weight for you?
Yeah, that's working weight for sure.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lean back, pushing off of the handles. When you can't do any more reps, you're gonna pull yourself forward and try to lean over top.
Okay. Shorten it more, shorten the hamstring more from the start position.
Well, it's gonna put it on more of a stretch when you get more hip flexion. Okay. So by leaning forward, you're actually adding leverage to the muscle. And you'll be stronger, you'll be stronger. What is it?
Shortening the hip though when you're leaning more
forward?
forward.
Well, by shortening the hip, yeah, you're lengthening the ham. Okay. So let's jump in.
All right,
now
so
here's the thing, I want to lock in one more, so ready?
I don't think it's...
There we go.
Okay.
So now you're gonna be completely under tension. Do not lock out completely. Let's go, go. Lay back, head up. Chest up. There we go. Lay back. 3, 4, 5. Hard. Come on. 6. Come on. All the way. Come on. Generate that force. Hit the pad under your butt. There we go. Again. Again. Good. Again. Now lean forward. 10 more. Pull yourself all the way forward and keep going. 1, 2, control that eccentric. 3, fight it. All the way down. 4, come on, drive. 5, come on, you've got this. 6, 7, one more, give me one more. 8, there we go. Okay, get up. Stand up.
Bruh. Pretty sure my hamstrings died a little bit. That was hard going into the
See, the whole thing about kicking it under you with force and trying to hit the machine under your butt allowed you to generate more force, and that's why the contraction got stronger when you did it.
Yeah, I feel like it allowed me to produce more force.
The problem with doing that is a lot of times when you tell somebody to do that, they'll lose control, they'll bounce, and then try to drive it with momentum. You want to do this from a standstill, or at least almost a standstill, with complete control. Because we want to generate all of that force from the hamstring that drives that down. Trying to stand up and pull, I'm pushing with my feet, like a leg press through the floor.
So
My weight's on my heels and I'm pushing.
Okay. Notoriously speaking, stiff legs are off of my back.
Oh, are they?
But this being lightweight shouldn't be a problem.
You're sure?
I love doing deadlifts. I deadlift all day long, haven't in a long time.
Yeah, but this is light.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It should be more than fine.
We're focused on
Because
pain. We're focused on pain. We're not focused on reps.
Yeah.
So wherever you feel that stretch and tension and pain, just keep it there, 2-3 inches, up and down on the stretch.
Yeah, it should be good because it's so light.
There we go. There we go. Good, come on. One more. Now sit it forward. Lean into it, use your body weight. 2, 3, under control. 4, 5, 6, use your body weight. 7, 8, 2 more. 1 more. 15 count right into this. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go. Right where it hurts the most. Reaching for your toes, not your shoelaces. Too deep, too deep, too deep. Flatten that back, chest up. Keep all the weight on the hams. Don't bring the bar into the body, keep it away from the body. Stay forward with it the whole time. There we go. Push those heels down. Too deep, too deep, too deep. Come on. Reaching forward. Again, 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 come on, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop it.
So I think a part of my bringing the dumbbell or barbell closer,
What is that?
putting it further out,
Changes the leverage.
changing leverage, but the pressure on my back. So keeping it a little bit closer, felt better on my back. Still felt the hamstring stretch either way.
Okay, well, we're only going to do that one because I don't want to fuck with your back too
No,
much.
it's good. I'm good with it.
You're good with it?
I'm cool with it. It's cool. I just started feeling more like not a bad. The muscle's working for sure, not in a bad, compromising way with this weight, you know.
Touch that back of the seat, but we want to squeeze it back there. 10 reps. 1. There we go. 2. Come on. 3. There we go. Squeeze it. Don't throw it. 4. Slow it down on a squeeze. 5. 6. Keep those toes pointed straight. 7. 8. 9. 10. Sit forward. I want partials, just partials. Bang them out quick. 1. Nope, in the middle, just in the middle. 2. Fast. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. 8. Now try to get it to the back. 8. Come on. 9, 10. Come on. Keep going. 1, 2, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Right into your steps. 15 seconds.
I'm not gonna give up. I feel if I can't do it, you're doing it for me.
15 seconds. Breathe. Deep breath.
Bruh, I'll never felt my hamstrings like that before.
Up. The only way to get something you never got is to do something you've never done, right? Isn't that a Ronnie Coleman quote?
Dude.
You always did what you always.
100%.
Was that?
Yeah, 100%. You're gonna get what you always give. You keep doing what you're always gonna do.
Yep. Let's go. Chase that pain. Literally 2 inches. You're going way too deep and you're rounding the lower back. Right there. 1, 2, 3. Just reaching for the toes. 4, 5. Focus on not letting that tension off. Come on. Push. Drive those heels. Push. 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 Come on. Keep going. Don't even count. Keep pushing. Push. 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 Up. And drop it.
I needed to be humbled again. You only know what you know. Fuck. it's nice to be refreshed. You know what I mean? Because like, I train hard, 100%, but a large part of me has gotten away from, because of the propaganda on fucking Instagram and
There's
social
so
media.
much bad information, it confuses everybody.
Well, the whole notion this past year is like, don't do the drop sets, the triple drop sets, don't do the rest pause because it's junk volume, wasted volume.
Have the
right?
people that are spouting this ever been big or got somebody big?
Exactly my point, but that like really infiltrated my mind to where a point is like, oh, I'm okay, like let's not push it.
2 sets.
And yeah, exactly. The 2-set mantra, which I do 2 sets for a lot of people too.
But you have anybody that you go to?
certain parameters.
You have anybody that you really like lean on for financial advice?
Right now, no.
I mean, have you
But
ever?
yes.
Was he broke?
No. No.
If he was broke, would you listen to
No,
him?
absolutely not.
Okay, I'm not
Same
listening
thing.
to people about building mass that never
yeah.
built it or never built it on anybody else.
Yep, 100%.
If you haven't done it, shut the fuck up.
And this has really like, it's bringing me back, grounded to my roots of like, all right, these intensity techniques, shit matters.
If you haven't done it, shut the fuck up. Period.
Point blank, do you remember Ian McCarthy?
I know the name, but I don't know who that is.
He got into a debate with David Pocinella many years ago, 2015, 2016. Nerdy guy versus bro guy, you know? And same notion.
Feet on the floor like you're gonna do crunches? Feet flat like you're gonna do crunches? What's your weak side?
Left.
Left side's weak? Okay,
Yeah.
that side goes first. Give me your right leg.
Don't tell me we're gonna do P&F stretching.
Huh? Well, no. You said your left side is weak.
My
Right
left
leg.
side is my weakest.
Yeah, right leg.
Oh, sorry.
Glute bridge.
Oh.
Drive up and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 more. 1 more. 2, switch legs.
Legs are shaking.
What was that?
Legs are shaking.
Good.
Good sign.
Turn that toe out. You have it pigeon toed.
Say again?
You have it pigeon toed. Turn the toe
sorry.
the other direction. This way.
I don't know what you're saying.
Externally rotate it. There we go. Keep going. Slow. Squeeze. We want to feel that glute. Like you're trying to squeeze striations out on stage. There's a point to this. You'll see it in a second. Good? Okay. Sit up. Take about 30 seconds. We're going to do it again. How's the glute?
30 seconds before doing it again?
How's the glute contraction feeling?
Good. I feel the part where my glute is starting to straight. I feel like contracting pretty hard.
We want to squeeze that until it feels like it's going to cramp.
Okay.
You ready? Let's go. There we go. Come on, make it hurt. Turn the toe out a little. There we go. Squeeze it at the top for a 1 count. Good, switch it. Get that glute as short as you can. This isn't a power movement. Squeeze it up. Don't throw it up. Come on. Just make it hurt. And squeeze as hard as you can. Good. Stand up. Get a drink. Let's see how tough you are.
This has been good.
Huh?
This has been good.
So
really
what we're
good.
going to do now is we're going to combine these. We're going to go with 2 feet hip thrust, which is going to be light, very light, but you're going to squeeze your glute on every rep and really get that sensation and get that burning going and get the muscle short because we're going to follow it with a stretch movement. So we're looking for a shortening movement. We're going to squeeze those glutes up on every rep, just like we're posing on stage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do it with a little bit longer stance versus here. So we're going to be here. We're going to turn those toes out. We're going to go wide. That way we can get those knees, right, splayed laterally. That way we can get the glute fully short. Squeezing. And then we're going to go into walking lunges. Now with the walking lunges, What I want you to do is actually want you to lean forward because it puts the glute on stretch.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna come here, chest over your knee, and then drive up.
Okay. All right.
You ready for it?
Yep.
15 reps, squeezing.
Good length.
That's fine, as long as you can flex your glutes from there. If you can't, move your feet back until you can. Full 1 count. All right. Up quick while it still burns. Let's go. Control that eccentric. We want to milk that stretch. There we go. Drive through. Driving on the heel, not the toe. There we go. Every time you come up, you're pushing with your butt, not with your quads. There we go. Don't come so far forward onto the quad. Stay centered. There we go, like that. And drive up. Lean forward, but stay back. There we go. Good. Come on. All right, break. Good job. Get a drink.
That was good.
Legs feeling good?
Yeah, my legs are gonna be fucked tomorrow. I feel it.
See, a common misconception that people have is they're like, oh, we gotta train hard all the way. When you get this close, if you overtrain, you lose muscle. You don't have the extra calories to recover from it.
Yeah.
You know, plus we're training frequently, we're doing cardio. You know, there's so much on the body already that you don't have everything you need to recover. So if you do more damage now than you would in the off season, you're just gonna lose muscle.
That's true.
So we wanna challenge the muscle, but we don't wanna go crazy. That first exercise really counted.
The squats.
The hack squat.
Yeah.
And then the second exercise really counted.
Yeah, that's.
And then this really counted.
That so what I really like that I need to do more is a circuit in the very beginning to get really warm before going to the main.
I told you you're gonna be stronger today, didn't I?
Yeah, that's good.
And it's not a matter of me being here or pressure. It's a matter of warming up and potentiating properly. You did the bike. You took your time with the circuit warming up.
See, I just forgot about the bike already.
And then we potentiated properly, pyramiding up on the hack. We took our time. We did it right.
That was more than what I typically do, and I really like that too.
Well, we just activated
Taking our
more.
time.
We just activated more of what you always could have done.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not a matter of wanting to. It's about getting your body to bring it out.
That was good.
We're gonna do the same set, and then we're gonna do 10 mid-range reps.
10 mid-range.
Just trying to get the glutes to burn, and then you want to get into that lunge set before that burn goes away.
Mid-range from mid to end or bottom?
Wherever it burns the most,
Okay.
and you can keep the tension.
Okay.
You can put your hands there. It'll actually help fire the muscle off.
Yeah, I do feel it more too.
Hope you don't plan on getting laid tonight.
This ain't
Like, I did enough hip thrust today. Like, oh, my glute's cramping.
This has happened.
I got an extra inch there.
Not what I'm trying to burn out, Phil.
Let's go.
Dude, that mid-range.
Up, let's go. Chase that pain, let's go.
Orientate myself.
There we go, drive right through it. Come on, quick. There we go. Pace. There we go, heel down. Heel down. There we go, stay back, keep that heel down. Come on, push off that heel. How are those glutes feeling?
Fired.
Drive up with those glutes, come on. Come on. All the way to the line. Almost there. Don't stare at the line or it'll get further away from you. Come on. One more step. There we go. One more, and we're done.
It's a good session, man. Very good session.
It's effective.
Very effective.
But I think you took a lot of mental lessons from this too. The mental lessons are more important than the physical lesson.
You always have a 6th gear.
There's always another gear. It's just a matter of how important to you it is.
Yep.
The key is learning to turn that gear on at will.
We got 6.5 weeks to make a statement.
Learning to turn that gear on at will. It's always there. You just got to learn how to dig for it. Remember, pushing this pace is also going to have a whole bunch of calorie debt as well.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of EPOC. This is going to carry over for days for you. Squeeze it up, squeeze it up, squeeze it up. Don't push it up too hard, too fast. It's too light for that. Squeeze it up. Come on, you got this. Just learn to block that pain out or accept it. More pain means more growth, means more progress. You're digging those glutes out right now. Think about how they'll look on stage. Nobody wants to be on stage with soft glutes. Trust me, I know. All right, jump up, hit that line, and we're done.
Wasn't that USA's where you showed yourself to 2 weeks out? Was that USA's?
No, that was nationals.
Nationals.
But to be fair, my dad had also just died.
Yeah, he told me that. That's warranted.
I actually did legs the morning he died and then went back after and did it again.
Damn.
Just to kill the pain. Yeah. Real smart 2 weeks out.
It's a good thing you finished through though. That's what he wanted.
I did not quit, exactly. I did not quit no matter what.
Talking about the biggest mental lesson.
Yep. We build these mental lessons, we can do anything.
Yeah.
The physical is completely controlled by the mental.
It's hard for a lot of people to comprehend. Oh, 2 more reps.
There we go. Cross that finish line. There we go.
That was good shit, man.
Good job, brother.
That was very good. Made me look like a caveman out of here, but...
Huh?
Made me look like a caveman out of here, but that was good.
Means you were working, right?
Just ready for this post-workout meal. Let my body chill for a bit.
Yeah, you don't want to drive home right now. Let's go sit.
All right, fellas, as you can see, I am worn out. Just got put through in a very intense leg workout. First time training legs with my coach, Phil. And the biggest takeaway is you only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. So coming down here and just being humbled again with a hard, intense leg session is something that I needed, especially to push me down for these next 6.5 weeks of prep. And this has been very good. So obviously a lot of you clients that are watching this, you know how hard I push you with your training and stuff. I get the same kind of push with my coach Phil as well. And we all need to be just kind of taught that lesson, kind of bring back to baseline, if you will. And this has really inspired me just to kind of push to that extra gear, that extra level of just being more intense, bringing back the intensity techniques. And when you think that you can stop, fuck it, you can do 2, 3, 4, 5 more reps if you dig deep enough. So that's the #1 message I want you guys to take home with today from seeing me train here. Obviously, you can see like I'm a complete mess with my beard and hair and everything. It's because the hard, intense leg workout, breaking the sweat, doing things the right way, potentiating sets up, getting a good warm-up, doing a cardio beforehand. All these little things make a big difference for a very effective workout. So if you guys like the video, leave a comment, shoot me a message. If you guys want to see something more, please let me know. We're going to be filming a lot more content with me and Phil, especially as my show is approaching closer as well. And of course, the day of the show, we're going to be giving you a lot more content of that day as well. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned, and again, always appreciate the support. Until next time, guys, see you later.